And I've only got one hand, and the other one is on the mouse pad. But anyway, without further ado, I'll just read it all out. I'll read the whole thing out, okay? It says, Botanist report links the pulse microwave radiation emissions of wireless networks to the disappearance and exodus of songbirds, bats and insects in Mount Nardi. A report to UNESCO by botanist Mark Brumhall details the association between increasing amount of electromagnetic radiation and species disappearance. Exodus from Mount Nardi area of the Nightcap National Park World Heritage Area during a 15-year period, 2000 to 2015. It says Mount Nardi has a tower complex, an installation of wireless antennas that has steadily increased the electromagnetic emissions in the area as new antennas were added over the years. The report contains a timeline of the activation, sorry, I can't read, of new antennas and documents the endangered birds, bats and plants that have decreased in the area. In addition, he states, I'll just scroll down, that from the year 2000, flying insects have been noticeably diminishing. He estimates that 70-90% of wildlife has become rare or has disappeared from the Nightcap National Park within a 2 to 3 kilometre radius of the Mount Nardi Tower complex, and summarised that concrete data shows that 3 bat species, once common, have become rare and gone. 11 threatened and endangered bird species are gone. 11 migratory bird species are gone. 86 bird species are demonstrating unnatural behaviour. 66 common bird species are now rare and gone. It says excerpts from the report: in the year 2009, enhanced 3G technology was installed. A further 150 paid television channels were added to the tower. Following these additions, I witnessed the exodus of 26 bird species from Mount Nardi, while simultaneously insect volumes and species variety dropped dramatically. In the year 2009, estimated 3G technology was installed and a further 150 paid television channels were added to the tower. Following these additions, I witnessed the exodus of 27 bird species from Mount Nardi, while simultaneously insect volumes and species vary dropped dramatically. In late 2012 and early 2013, with the construction of a new tower in the complex and the introduction of a 6th, I can't even say that, I'm a bit dippy, but anyway, that 600,000, guess what, that's what it is, watt generator, the system was upgraded to what became universally known as 4G. Immediately after, I witnessed the rapid exodus of a further 49 bird species. From this time, all locally known bat species became scarce. 4 common species of Sisika, almost disappeared, as well as once enormous varied population of moths and butterfly species. Frogs and tadpole populations were drastically reduced. The massive volumes and diverse species of ant populations become uncommon and rare. It is evident that pulse microwaves are particularly toxic. It should be considered a national emergency, that the matter of national significance to protect immediately. With these short explanations of events, we can appreciate that the effects of this technology and its application on Mount Nardi over the last 15 years affect not only the top of the life chain species, but they are devastating the fabric of the continuity of the world heritage, causing genetic deterioration in insidious, massive and ever escalating scale. To truly understand what these studies reveal, it is to stare into the abyss. So I'll just pause that there for a second. All right, as you can see, the Wi-Fi router is off, and I'll prove to you it is by putting my meter on. It's microwave radiation meter. It detects microwaves, so it's off. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn it on and listen to this thing kick off in a minute. Hold on. Just got one hand, so bear with me. You gotta hold it in a little bit. Another data. That's 2G has come on, or what have you. I'll just put that here, and all of a sudden you can see, hold on a sec. As soon as I put it on, that's what happens. The meter, look. Can't really see it very well, I'm afraid. I'll sit back so you can all hear it and see it. Okay. That is the radiation coming from a Wi-Fi router. You can see it's 4G. Is it? Is it 5G? 4G. I can't see it properly, but and that's the radiation, guys, and that's going on constantly. That's on constantly. It never ever stops. When you have that in your house, it never goes away. So you're sitting next to that, you're letting your children sit in a room with this radiation, and if you've actually read the documents, you'll actually find out this is actually very harmful to you and your children, even if you're not getting symptoms. This is pulsed microwave radiation. This is actually higher than a telephone mast. So anyway, I'm going to walk around the house. Now, this is our seat. This is where I normally sit. And just imagine me sitting here. And that's going through every single cell of your body. Now I'm going to go into the bedroom and watch it. In the passage it goes down a little bit. I'll go in the kitchen. It's a bit dark in here. So the kitchen, you're still getting radiation from that. I'm going to go into the bedroom. You're still getting it. It's not as high. Well, yeah, actually, I'm saying it's not as high. It still goes to that. 0.05. And when building biology tells you that damage starts at 0.061, so you go, I mean, 0.30 on that is actually 300. And it really is not healthy. So if you're sleeping in a bedroom and that's kicking off like that, you can tell, I mean, the whole flat is completely saturated in Wi-Fi radiation, and that's coming from one Wi-Fi router that you have in your house. Now I'm going to go into the bathroom and see what it's like in here. Very dark still, but you see it's still very high. Look at that. Even in the bath, you go for the bath and look. So you can see why these things are very damaging and dangerous to all children. And if you're upstairs, that's going upstairs as well. There's no escape from it. So I'm just going to turn that off for a second. Now, it's a wonder why birds and bees are dying off outside, isn't it? And is it any wonder that they don't like visiting your garden when you've got a Wi-Fi router on? You know, I've just read to you documents that very low levels of RF really affect the birds and the bees. That they can't handle it. It tells you on the documents that Wi-Fi and dect phones, mobile phones, disorientate the animals. So I'm just going to show you the amount of radiation there is in the garden, and this is enough to drive anything away. Look at this. It's not as high as the sitting room, but still, just because I've got a Wi-Fi router on, look at this. That radiation that Wi-Fi router is spewing out shit outside, and that's why you haven't got birds and bees in your garden. Look at this. Watch this. I've got the windows shut. Look, all the windows are shut. See that? That's a huge amount of radiation for these animals. Look at it. Look. That's because I've got a Wi-Fi router on in my house. Look at that. I see I've got feeders on my windows here. And I've been getting lots of blue tits, sorry. I've been getting lots of blue tits and all sorts. You know the reason why? It's because I have my Wi-Fi router off and all the little birds are coming back into my garden because they're not getting poisoned with my Wi-Fi. So if you've got Wi-Fi in your house, you're poisoning these little animals. You're driving them away. Proof's in the pudding here. That's radiation from your router. If you've got a router in the sitting room, look at what's happening. It's coming outside. Even if I go over here, quite away from the sitting room window, it's polluting the entire garden here. You see that? These animals, birds and bees, can't handle this. This is quite bad. Still picking up the Wi-Fi signal. Look at this. Let's see how far down the garden it goes. Let's have a look. This is just from my router. See that? See that? It's peeking, look. See that? Birds and bees can't handle this. You'll see this clearly in the documents that I've put underneath this video. So please take in consideration the animals and the birds in your garden. You're driving them away by having this poison. You really, really are. We'll have to face up the facts. You know, yes, it might be convenient for us to have Wi-Fi, but is it convenient for the little birds and bees who are driven away from your garden by having this garbage there? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm not going to be cruel anymore. I'm going to turn this garbage off. So I'm going to go in. You can hear the birds and bees actually going frantic. They don't want to come in the garden because of this bloody Wi-Fi router. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. Just show you what it's absolutely horrible. No, it's not turned off yet. There, it's off now. Thank God for that. But yeah, see? So there you go, folks. Wow, that was absolutely terrifying, having that Wi-Fi router on like that. And you know what? I just feel so sorry for these little birds because they really can't cope with your Wi-Fi. If you've got Wi-Fi in your house, you're not only hurting your own children, but you're hurting these little creatures who haven't got a voice. And we say we love animals, don't we? We say we love animals, we support the RSPC and all this. But by the stuff that you've got in your house, me included, we are destroying all life. You know, I'm not overreacting here. I'm being honest here, and I'm speaking heart to heart with you all. Your Wi-Fi router is driving away these animals. I was reading the same levels next to a telephone mast. I was reading the same levels next to that telephone mast I visited in Guidepost. The same readings. And that's next to a bloody base station. Every single house in the country that has a Wi-Fi router on has effectively got a base station in the house. Yet people say, I don't want to live next to a base station. Well, if you've got Wi-Fi in your house, you're actually living there next to a base station. And you wonder why all the little bees and birds don't want to visit your garden. You're driving them away with this technology. Anyway, I've turned the Wi-Fi router off. And I'm just going to show you the readings now. Look, nothing, absolutely nothing. I just hope these little birds will come back. Yes, they have instantly come back. Like I say, I've been having blue tits visiting my garden every single day now, because my garden is a Wi-Fi free zone, so therefore it's safe for them. That's a mobile phone, by the way. That's from next door. This radiation meter is very, very, very sensitive. It can pick up mobile phones from across the road. Now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to show you that there's no radiation in my garden now. Look. No radiation. These little creatures, they're so sensitive. Look at it. No radiation. Nothing. Look at this. When I was here before, you could clearly see the meter was screaming. Look, nothing. Look at that. No radiation. And that's why I'm getting blue tits back in my garden, because I haven't got radiation. See this? There's nothing, is there? I mean, I came down to here. Look, I had radiation before from one router in my sitting room all the way here. That's from the next door neighbour, that radiation I'm picking up from here, and her router's in her bedroom. If it was in the sitting room, it would chase all the birds away. So yes, that's the neighbour's Wi-Fi. You can actually detect it from the bedroom, you see. Because of our Wi-Fi, it comes through into the garden a little bit, but not the extent that ours was. So there you go. Our garden's a Wi-Fi free zone. There you go. I'll turn that off now. I'm actually dialing my home phone number, and that's the amount of radiation that's coming from the phone. See that? So that's in a call, basically. I'm just going to stand up and I'm going to demonstrate. Right, I'm going to go out of the sitting room and I'm going to show you how much radiation these things kick out, and it's dangerous. Right, I'm in the passage here, you see. I'm going to the bedroom. Look at that. That's from one mobile phone in a different room, other side of the flat. I'm going to go into the kitchen. Again, very dark, sorry. There's not one space that's free from the radiation. Look at that. I'm going to go outside.